Does meal planning have you feeling frustrated? Then this is the video for you. Well, hey there, my name's Emily Myrick from the blog marriedmyrick.com, and I upload new videos every Wednesday on attainable homemaking for busy working women. So if you're new around here, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any new videos. Meal planning is one of those things that can be really frustrating for people. I myself, over the past couple of years, have really kind of gone through lots of different waves on how to meal plan the most efficient way. Now, before I was married, I basically just cooked once and ate that whole meal for the rest of the week. But that doesn't necessarily work when you are married or you have a family. So I have gone through all kinds of things, making meal planning super complicated, really trying to nail down a system that honestly just took way too much time for me to be able to realistically do every week, all the way to trying to plan out a whole month ahead, which was also kind of unrealistic. And then even just giving up for a period of time and being like, well, let's just try not meal planning. That didn't work either. But I have to tell you, I have been using this new system for the past couple months and it is working awesomely. I've also coached my sister-in-law on how to use this system and she has found success with it too. So I think you're gonna really like this. This easy, simple meal planning is honestly just like 3 simple steps. But first, I want to dive into why it's important to meal plan. Because if you do not have the motivation to meal plan, you're not going to be able to do it. You're just going to give up, and because it is a lot of work. But when we look to the Bible, we see the Proverbs 31 woman, specifically in verses 14 and 15, providing food for her household. It says she's like the merchant ships bringing food from far away, that she seeks to the needs of her household. Why does she do this? Well, because the simple thing is she fears the Lord, so she is obedient to him. She loves the Lord with all she is. And as Christ-enabled women, we need to be loving the Lord first, just like Jesus said. That is the very first and most important commandment. The second is like it, to love our neighbors as we love ourselves. Honestly, more than we love ourselves, right? Because we need to be self-sacrificing as Christians to really look to the needs of other people. This has eternal purpose, guys. This has real eternal value, and what you are doing today is really going to make an important impact for the future. Taking care of your family is an honor and a privilege. It is not just mindless work, and so try not to let the daily tasks of cooking and planning your meals really get you down, because this is important work that God has designed for you. He has designed you to be able to do it. All you have to do is learn how to do it and really exercise this, and keep remembering why you are doing this. You love your family. You want to serve them well. This is an obedience to God as well. So it's really like multiple purposes. And it's just so wonderful to be able to nourish your family through delicious food that you have prepared beforehand, and that you can, just feed them well with this. Okay, so my first tip is to keep all of your recipes organized. You want to be able to have a recipe bank to go back to. Now, I also recommend having kind of non-recipe recipes. These are recipes that really don't require you to look at, step by step, how to mix all of these ingredients, and it's very, very specific. Those kinds of recipes are great, and I think you definitely should be cooking off of your Pinterest recipe board, not just letting it be inspirational and make you hungry. But those kinds of recipes are awesome, but you also need to learn how to do more intuitive cooking. Okay, so that means knowing exactly the right temperature to cook your chicken the way you like it for however long that is, and really setting up a system for yourself to cook recipes that you just know, hey, these ingredients go well together, and if I'm missing this other ingredient, that's okay. I can substitute it with something else, or I can just omit it and we don't have to worry about it, like having easy recipes that you don't have to just look step by step. Now, if you're really starting off and cooking is something that you just really don't know how to do, that's okay. Start with those simple recipes, and as they become more intuitive, then try out fun recipes that are a little bit more complicated when you have more time to be able to cook. But especially on those busy weekdays, you really just need to stick to something that's easy, that you can just cook from memory, and be able to go on from there and not have to just look at the recipe every 5 minutes while you're cooking, because it's going to take way too much time and it's going to frustrate you. Okay, so after you have all of those recipes organized, whether it be somewhere on your phone or in a recipe box or a notebook, you want to create categories. You specifically want to create about 7 categories with all of these foods. So whether that be like tacos, and sandwiches, or pizza, or soups, or stews, or different ethnicity kind of foods like pasta, Italian dishes, or Middle Eastern foods, or Mexican foods, or Asian foods. Whatever it is, you want to be able to categorize these kinds of recipes. Now, this is going to make it easier for you because you basically just pick one category per day of the week, and then you pick a recipe from that category to use for that day of the week. So it's honestly just kind of simpler that way, because if hey, it's Taco Tuesday on Tuesdays, then hey, I can do tacos, and I can do chicken tacos, beef tacos, shrimp tacos, Asian, Korean barbecue tacos. Those are awesome, by the way. You can mix it up, but you always consistently have something on that day of the week. Now, I will say I don't necessarily have the exact days of the week set in stone, but I do have my 7 categories, and I look to the week ahead and I assign each one of those days a specific category and then pick the recipe from that category. It honestly just really simplifies things so that you are not just looking at a bank of 100 recipes and trying to figure out, where do I put all of these foods, and am I repeating too much of the same thing that my family's all going to be like, we've eaten pasta all day this week. That my family's going to be like, we've eaten Asian every single day this week. Yeah, that's happened in my household, but it's fine. We love Asian food. It's fine, mostly. So once you have those categories set up, it's going to make your meal planning so much more simple, guys. It's going to make it actually fun too, because if you do a one pot style meal, every week is something different for that one pot style meal, and you might even say hey, I want to try a new recipe in this category this week. Okay, my third tip is honestly really, really simple, but it's kind of a little bit of a sore topic, I think, right now at this current present time, and that is to have a well-stocked pantry. Now, I know with all the current events going on that some stores are running scarce on things, people are hoarding, people are going crazy, but I'm not telling you to go absolutely crazy and go buy, I don't even know what these people are buying, but don't go absolutely crazy. But heed the advice from Proverbs 21:20, which says that in the households of the wise are stores of choice food and oil. Okay, so you want to make sure that you have options in your pantry that are beyond just your 7 categories or what you have assigned for that week. I keep easier to make staples on hand so that if something happens one day of the week and either, let's say, you burn dinner or things get really busy and you don't have enough time to make the meal that you were planning to, then you can kind of adjust and make something that is a quick and easy meal, so you don't have to just resort to takeout or eating out. Now, guys, I am not saying to hoard, okay? Let's just make that clear. but you want to make sure that you have the options to choose from in your pantry so that you don't have to run out to the store every time you run out of something that you thought you had extra of. Just keep one extra on hand of the frequently used items that you use, and make sure that you just have a couple other options in like a non-perishable format so that you can, pull from that to be able to create meals for your family in a pinch. Okay guys, that is the really quick and easy way to meal plan. So make sure to give this video a thumbs up if meal planning is something that you struggle with, but you think that you're going to try implementing this system. Leave a comment below and tell me how your first week went, and I'd love to hear from you. And so I really hope that these tips help. I'll see you next week.